Hello, honorable members of the clan. So let's go to the Gauteng High Court in the Senzo Mewa unaliving trial, and we are officially back. We are officially back with Miss Mshololo taking to the floor and continuing with her cross-examination of Brigadier Gininda. Nothing surprising, but it was quite interesting the angle that Miss Mshololo was taking. It was more of, well, you say this, but in the docket say something else, and then Mr. Gininda, with like a broken record, he goes back to the confessions. He's going to rely on the confessions more than he will with anything else, because everything else that he tries to justify, it does not make sense because it's been disapproved by evidence of who exactly was in the Kumalo house on the 26th of October 2014. So the only thing, now it's making sense why these confessions had to exist. Of course, they are by hook or crook, these confessions. And that is why he's going to hold on to them like a dry bone that is being munched on by a township dog. So that is what he's busy doing right now, and it's making perfect sense. And Miss Mshololo, I feel like she did expose him, and then you did also hear his confidence as well dipping a little bit. Guys, something is also bothering me. Wait on this one. Guys, just wait on this one. The Simpiwe Buthelezi that was talked about, which Judge Rata was asking about in court, is it the one that used to be Ntanzi's friend, the one that brought Ntanzi vaslap and washing stuff and gave him 500 rand while he was being incarcerated? Is that the Buthelezi, the one that took the stand, and then later on, what's his name, Rata Mukhotleng was like, yeah, the reason why, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not saying he said it exactly that way, because he saw hand gestures were being made of intimidation towards towards Buthelezi, who ended up changing his statement, and he was mostly being empathetic and sympathetic towards Bongani Ntanzi as a good friend of his and who will not even hurt a fly type of situation. Is that the Buthelezi they're talking about that is no more? Because to me, it sounds like when we told you what to say on that stand, but you decided to go against us, and for this reason, he's no more. That's how it sounds like to me. That's how it sounds like to me. It'll be very interesting to see the autopsies of all these people that keep dropping like flies. It'll be very interesting to hear. Of course, they're going to say, oh, it's by shooting because he was involved in some crime or another. But really, this is a person who works at a mine. He has a predictable income. Why would he want to get himself involved in anything that is going to jeopardize that job? Every criminal knows that they are living on borrowed times, either with their liberty or with their lives, or both, if that makes sense. So is that the same period, guys, you're talking about? Because I'm like, yeah, this is too many bodies in this case. Too many. And we cannot ignore this factor. Because when that question was asked by the judge of this Simpiwe Shabalala, I don't know if you notice what's his name, Brigadier Gininda's tone of voice. It dipped. I don't know how to explain that dipping. I don't know, guys, what is going on. But anyways, let's go on with what transpired in court today. Obviously, there was some administrative stuff that needed to be ironed out this morning. And Mr. Mnisi, who was actually asked to confirm that he is still representing Muzi Sibia. And he said, well, there's no changes as far as he knows. He is still representing Muzi Sibia and shall be cross-examining Gininda on behalf of Muzi Sibia. And of course, the Ms. Mshololo did not take too long on the floor because she was continuing with her cross-examination of Brigadier Gininda. And I do have some notes here. Guys, if my voice is sounding, yeah, it's part of that process you guys I told you about last year. things have not changed. In fact, they're getting worse. Other than that, oh yeah, before anything, I am so impressed with the new interpreter. And he sounds exactly like a Zulu man from the Northern KwaZulu Natal, Lokiana. I like that. I was like, yeah, thank you for listening to some of us, because what on earth was that with the other interpreter? Honestly speaking, not that I have an issue with him as a person, I don't know him. But when it comes to interpretation, these are people's lives we're talking about. So I'm impressed. I don't know what's his name. I think they did say his name earlier. I didn't catch it. But other than that, can they keep him, please? Can y'all keep him? Thank you. So yeah, let's go with the some notes that I've written regarding the polo. Well, with the polo issue, Gininda was a very zigzaggy, meandering around about whether that vehicle belonged to accused number 5. And he's like, well, it could be hired, it could be this, and it could be that. And then Mr. Mshololo was like, to identify a car, you identify through its number plate, right? Then he goes on, he's like, oh no, it's a broad little explanation, because just like a suspect, it is described with features of the face, not the name and surname and what they were wearing, but features of the face. So same goes with the vehicle. Don't only look at the model of the what do you call it, the vehicle and the color of the vehicle and its number plate, but you also have to check for the engine number and that number and that number. And holistically, then you have full evidence of indeed this was the car by law. I was like, okay, whatever. And Miss Michelle, you could tell she was also saying, like, I did not ask you that. I am asking about the car to whom it belonged to. But anyways, Miss Mshololo continued to say that she went to the bank statements or the bank transactions of accused number 5, because there is an accusation that accused number 5 was paid by Kelly Khumalo. And of course, payments in South Africa, I know the black plastic bag, but also the person that gets paid in a black plastic bag, they would make the mistake of depositing money into their account. And so that transaction, was it ever there? Oh, Mr. Gininda again picked about the bushes and said, well, according to the evidence that is also on the court record, the statements by accused number 2, that he received 30,000 rand, etc., and so on, that proves that there were indeed payments for the deed. The other thing was about the 2nd of August to about the 15th of October 2014. Again, Gininda is like, oh, Mr. Mshololo is talking about the phone records and not bank transactions. And Mr. Mshololo is like, well, listen, I am talking about the 2nd to the 15th of October 2014, if there were any bank transactions. And he says, well, I cannot recall, but I'll have to look into it and check if there were any, but I have no recollection. I could take some time during long adjournment to check if indeed there were any transactions on those 2 dates. Interesting. And then Mr. Mshololo wants to know if there were any other payments that were ever made or transactions that were ever made in accused number 5's bank account. He said no, but payments were done in cash, he says. I was like, oh, okay, all right. But there are no bank deposits from Kelly to accused number 5. Then he said, no, there were never bank deposits into accused number 5's bank account from Kelly Khumalo. And then the judge then went on to, I understand his point of view regarding bank deposits and all that stuff. I just thought that information was a bit boring, but at the same time obfuscating a bit on behalf of the witness. And of course, he went to town with how bank deposits are done, and that in the reference, you're not going to say that is for unaliving a person. So whatever bank deposits that were done between that time or those times, they will not exactly say if this was for the commission of the crime or not. And then Mr. Mshololo asked about the contractual unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa. And then Gininda says the deceased was assassinated. YouTube. And there was instructions for the deceased to be unalived. The payments were done for this act. The instructions were from Kelly Kumalo, says Brigadier Gininda. And then Ms. Mshololo wants to know if there were any other evidence other than the confessions that states that there was a hit. And he says, yeah, the confessions. Then Mr. Shaw's like, other than that, it's like, well, he'll have to check. But anyways, everything is on court records regarding that instruction from Miss Kelly Kumalo to the accused. And then Mr. Michelle wanted to know if there were any other independent explanations of Kelly Kumalo instructed to unalive Senzo Meyiwa, because in the docket it says nothing. Again, Gininda went back to the confessions and said, well, these confessions, I mean, the evidence is collaborative between the Zungus. This is Sizwe Zungu and his father, as well as Gwabini, accused number 1, and accused number 2's confessions. And that's on court record, he continues to say. And Kelly Kumalo was never confronted about the accusations. He says, no, she was never confronted, and the reasons are on record. We know he said that this was an MPA investigative or prosecutorial investigative case type of situation. So it was only going to come, though, or that instruction would have come from, I guess, Baloyi. And then, yeah, then the whole issue of Simpi, where Buthelezi asked by the judge, and I was like, I need to ask the clan fam, is this the same Simpiwe, guys? Because enough is enough with the unaliving. Enough is enough. And Baloyi then, just as now, Ms. Mshololo wrapping up her cross-examination. She did wrap up her cross-examination, and she did not have follow-up questions either. However, then the judge wanted to know from Mr. Baloyi where to from now. And Mr. Baloyi said Mr. Mnisi would like to canvass some few things with Brigadier Gininda, which he says the state has submitted to Mr. Mnisi. Mr. Mnisi says, yeah, some documents of whom Giako was and some warning statements. Judge was like, how many warning statements are those? And then Brigadier Gininda explains the statements. They're like, oh, those warning statements. So as we speak right now, they are on a short adjournment. They will return at 11:30. And right now it is 11:26. And so they should be back in 4 minutes. So I got some editing to do with this video. I have to say, I'll see you guys a little bit later, and welcome back. I've missed y'all so much. And thank you for coming back in 2025 in one piece. I love you guys, and I'll see you later. Please don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Guys, we are back at it again with the like button. Please help me out here. We've been stuck on 24,000 of us community members. Can we increase this family by 250 this year? I'll highly appreciate that. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.